What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. We got Canelo Alvarez, future Hall of Famer, undisputed super middleweight champion. Been in there with the who's who of boxing. Shared the ring with the great Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's also shared the ring with the great Miguel Cotto. And he shared the ring with the great Gennady Golovkin. Was able to defeat Austin Trout, Alfredo Angulo. That was his first pay-per-view as the A-side, fresh off of a loss to Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's been in the ring with Dimitri Bivol, current top 5 pound-for-pound fighter. He's been in the ring with Amir Khan, a.k.a. Chandelier Glass Jaw. Was able to knock him out, put him to sleep like he had gave him some NyQuil. He's also been in the ring with Sugar Shane Mosley. Now he's going to step up and take on undisputed junior middleweight champion Jermell Charlo. It's going down in Las Vegas, Nevada, a.k.a. Sin City. Now the key to victory for Canelo Alvarez is the out jab, the jabber. Come with the educated pressure. When he gets close, go to the body. Charlo tends to languish on the ropes. That could be his downfall, facing a killer body punch in Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez must throw combinations. Quit loading up on punches like he's been doing in his past several fights. He must show and display his great upper body movement. Now, he has slow feet, but he has great upper body movement to offset those slow feet. Jermell Charlo has the reach advantage. He must establish the jab. He must establish the jab not only to the head but to the body, but he must change up the jab. Don't be jabbing and get caught doing the same thing over and over again, because Canelo Alvarez will pick that up and make you pay. He must throw combinations. He must jump in, get his combinations, and jump right back out. He cannot stay in too long. He cannot stay inside the pocket too long. If he do that, he could pay a dear price fighting Canelo Alvarez, who has power in both hands. A very sharp, accurate power puncher in Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is a Hall of Fame fighter. Canelo Alvarez has been on this big stage time and time again. This is Jermell Charlo's first time being in a fight of this magnitude. Will it affect him? That remains to be seen. We will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, Jermell Charlo is a guy that's the more athletic fighter. He does have quick feet. He's a guy that seems to get stronger, or seems to maintain his high level and his high intensity style from rounds 1 through rounds 12. Canelo, on the other hand, as we've seen in his last 2 fights, seems to fade in the second half of the fight. And that would be Jermell Charlo's best chance to win this fight. Be competitive in the first 6 rounds. You know, maybe be down 4 rounds to 2, or maybe 3-3. Be competitive in the first half of the fight, and then hope Canelo slows down like he slowed down in the 3rd Triple G fight, like he slowed down in his last outing versus John Ryder. As we know, Jermell Charlo power carries from round 1 to round 12. Now, at the weigh-in, Jermell Charlo looked pretty good, but that was not the real weigh-in. That was a ceremonial weigh-in, because I was like, damn, Jermell looked big, especially around the, the waist area. He looked a little bit more solid around the waist area. You know, he's one of those guys that has those. To me, he's got what you call a skinny waist. His waistline is kind of slim, but it looked a little bit thick, man. But I guess he's gonna try to, have a thick midsection, because he knows that Canelo Alvarez is gonna be going to the body. He's gonna have to be able to withstand those body punches. So that might be the reason why him and his team decided to kind of bulk up or be thicker in and around the waist area. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. I like Canelo Alvarez to win this fight by decision. I just think he's a better overall fighter. I think weight classes that people have been talking about, Jermell Charlo coming up to 2 weight classes, I don't think that's going to play a big thing in this fight. I don't think that'll be the reason why Jermell Charlo cannot beat Canelo Alvarez. I just think Canelo Alvarez is just a better overall fighter. If those 2 guys was campaigning in the same weight classes for years, I would favor Canelo Alvarez to win the fight, man, because I just think he's the much superior boxer. He's a much more consistent fighter in his style. Jermell Charlo seems to make mistakes, laying on the ropes too much, like he did in the first Castano fight. Now, he made the adjustment in the second fight, as that fight was fought more in the middle of the ring, where he could use his physical attributes. He would be looking to do the same thing against Canelo Alvarez, but it'll be a little bit difficult fighting Canelo Alvarez, who's a much bigger puncher. Canelo Alvarez will be coming in behind the high guard, bringing the educated pressure to Jermell Charlo, trying to get Jermell Charlo to open up, and then he can counter Charlo and possibly hurt him with a punch he don't see. A lot of people are predicting a knockout. I find it hard to believe a knockout will occur in this fight because I have never seen Canelo Alvarez visibly hurt or knocked down, and I have never seen Jermell Charlo visibly hurt or knocked down. So you're looking for something to happen that has never happened in neither guy's career, and I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow night in Las Vegas, Nevada. I think the fight goes to the judges, and I think Canelo Alvarez holds on as Jermell Charlo comes on strong late, but it'll be a case of a little too late. A little too late. Coming on a little bit too late. Gave up too many rounds early in the fight. Wasn't able to get out of the hole he dug himself in the first half of the fight. He comes up a little bit short, kind of like in the third Triple G fight with Canelo Alvarez. The Triple G came on in the second half of that fight, but wasn't able to get out of the hole that he created for himself in the first half of the fight. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, when you look at Jermell Charlo's record, it's a very deceiving record, because it's like, you look at his record, you say he's got 35 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and 19 KOs. When you look at the KO percentage, you'd be like, okay, he got decent power, but it's nothing. He's not Deontay Wilder. You know, he don't have that type of KO percentage. He don't have the type of KO percentage that Ernie Shavers had. He don't have the type of KO percentage that Mike Tyson has. He don't even have the KO percentage that Canelo Alvarez had or Sergey Kovalev had. He don't have that type of KO percentage, you know, like a Gervonta Tank Davis has. But when you watch his style when he was with Ronnie Shields, when he was more of a boxer, you know, he was more of a technician. He was able to outbox a lot of his opponents. And then he left Ronnie Shields and went to Derrick James. Ever since he been with Derrick James, he has been a more powerful puncher. He has power in both hands. He has crazy power, especially at 154. You look at the jab to the body to Rosario. Rosario went to the canvas and went into a seizure off a body shot. You look at the punch that he knocked out Tony Harrison in the 11th round. Vicious shot. Had Tony Harrison looking up in the cheap seats. Got caught with a beautiful shot. And look at the punches that he knocked out Brian Castano with. Brian Castano has one of the best chins in boxing because it not withstand the constant sharpshooting power of Jermell Charlo. He ultimately stopped him in the second half of that fight. So will his power carry to 168 pounds? He came to the weigh-in at 167 pounds. Jermell Charlo came and weighed in at 167 and a half pounds. Canelo Alvarez weighed in the same at 167.5, 167 and a half pounds. So both guys made the 168-pound limit. So we have a fight on our hands tomorrow in Sin City. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But I just believe that Canelo Alvarez, who's used to being on this type of stage, this big stage, you know, I think that'll help him out in this particular fight. I think Jermell Charlo will take him a couple of rounds to get his footing. And I think once he does get into a rhythm, it might be a case of too little, too late, as he rallies in the second half of the fight but comes up short. Maybe lose the fight 8 rounds to 4 or 7 rounds to 5. Very competitive fight, but a clear, decisive winner in Canelo Alvarez as he retains his WBC, WBA, WBO, and IBL super middleweight titles. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Who you like in this particular matchup? Do you like Canelo Alvarez retaining his super middleweight titles, or do you like Jermell Charlo, the junior middleweight champion, coming up 2 weight classes to pull the upset? If you think it's going to be a knockout, let me know the round you think the fight ends in the comment section. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.